So after a 2-year hiatus of recording, we are finally back. We are at my house, so that's a big change. That's what's happened. So this is just kind of a bit of a filler at the moment, and then we'll get into the main bits of training like we used to do. But just kind of filling in where we last off, because the last episode was my first show ever. And obviously we did well in that, we won that show. And then 2 weeks later, we had the Devon show. And now for that one, that was a bit different for me because I was actually more nervous for the second show than I was for the first one. Just because it was on home soil, I knew a lot of people. We were sponsoring the show as a gym as well. Like a lot of people that I knew were coming to that show to come see me perform as well. So it was definitely very nerve-wracking. And I knew that from that first show, we had a great package, but I also knew that we had to come in a lot tighter because I find with like local shows, condition is king. And a lot of the time it doesn't happen. So those next 2 weeks were one of the hardest 2 weeks I've ever had. We pushed myself to the next level and dropped even more body fat and came in even tighter. And like going in through like looking at the pictures, which Harry's going to bring up now, is we brought a whole new level of conditioning. Like glutes absolutely shredded through. The comments that I got from people was like, you were absolutely diced to the bone with it. And that's what we wanted. And from that, we won. We won the Classic Physique, and that's all I wanted to do. So my first rookie season, we had 2 wins, which was absolutely amazing. So yeah, couldn't ask for anything better. But I knew from there, for me to compete next time, 2 years, 3 years down the line, that I need to be bigger, I need to be better. I need to fill the frame. And that is what this all series is about. It's about filling the frame and showing how much bigger I can get because the structure's there, the frame is there. I just need to be bigger everywhere because that's what's going to help me get to shows. Being someone who's a bit taller, like at 6 foot, I can't be 80 kilos on stage. I need to be like 90 or going up to like 90 to 100 kilos to show that physique and really emphasize the like structure that I have for Classic Physique. But anyway, going on from that, what else has happened? So straight after that second win, we went on holiday. I got engaged. So we are actually due to getting married with Katie in July this year. We moved into our first home, set up another gym in Tavistock, and it's just been an absolute crazy time of growing both businesses and yeah, just going everywhere. But there's not been that much emphasis on growing the physique. Physique has been growing and we have got to a good level. I'm happy with where we've been. But there's been other like areas that I've had to really focus on, and that's been business, my relationship, and just enjoying life for what it is. Because that first prep for the whole of that summer, I was consumed by it. So this new series is that kickstart again. It's like, right, we're gonna go on stage in 2026, maybe late 2026, early 2027. Let's really start building some momentum for it because this is gonna be a whole new physique from Louis. This is gonna be my next level. I've spoken to Katie before about it. I said, I don't know if like this next time will be the last time because I love bodybuilding. Don't get me wrong, it's everything for me, but it consumes you. It is so consuming. So this could be the last time. We don't know. We'll see how it goes. But that means that like the last series All In, we're going to go all in it and we're going to fill that frame and we're going to bring a fantastic physique and something that I'm super proud of. So that's it for me. Now let's get into the gym, bringing back the training tips, showing the intensity and showing you the process that exactly what we did in All In previously to a whole new level. Enjoy, guys. So guys, Fill the Frame episode 1. Back in the old digs, we're back in the zone Callington. Maybe a little bit different, some different equipment since we last here. We will film at the new gym VFT in Tavistock at some points as well, so you can see what it's like over there. But Callington's the home. It's where I love training. It's where I get most of my training at because it's right close and all the equipment that I've had here is handpicked. So I love it. So we're just doing a bit of warming up. Just saying to Harry, I'm a bit older now. So 2 years has passed. I'm not old in terms of old, but as in terms of training, I have to warm up a little bit more now. I'm 31 now. So we're just doing a bit of shoulder mobility. I felt like I had a little bit of shoulder issues occasionally. I've had a few injuries since we last competed. So warming up is really important for me now. So what I'm just doing is just getting my rotator cuff warm. I'm making sure that I've got some stability when I'm doing it. So I'm not just basically throwing the band out to the side, which you see a lot of people doing, or getting a dumbbell. I've got tension with the band, a consistent tension range, not just throwing the dumbbell, which has a start and an end point. And then what as well with what we've got here is we've just got some stability. So I'm not gonna have my arm thrown off anywhere at all, like so. So I'll do both sides, about 10 on that arm, then doing these as well, just on both sides, just to get some mobility in there. And then I'll just get literally a band and just going over the back of my head. Like I said, just to get some movement, get my joints a little bit warmed up, get the tendons all nice and warm, just so I'm not creaking all over the place. So I'm on a new plan at the moment, so I'm actually doing something completely different to what I used to do before. So in previous training, I've been doing a low volume approach, like 2-3 sets absolute maximum. At the moment, I'm currently running a higher volume split. So by that, I mean I'm doing like 4 sets, higher rep ranges between 12 to 15, trying something different. Because recently I've also had, like talking about niggles previously, I've had a knee injury which like left me basically not being able to walk for like a couple of weeks. And I've got this huge Baker's cyst on the back of my knee that we're under investigation. We've got ham scans and seeing how it goes, seeing what the issue is. But I've had to go for like a higher volume approach to kind of deal with the demand of not being able to do cardio and so on like that. It's got a lot better. I've done legs the other day and it worked okay. But yeah, we're just trying a lot higher volume and see how it goes. So far, it's a bit of an adaptation to what I'm used to, but I'm really enjoying it. So this is more of a higher volume session, which I'll go dive into a little bit more deeper as we go through.
I am chopped and screwed, R.I.P. to Pimp C. You think I was from Texas, but I come from Tennessee. We party all night and we on the Hennessy. I want a Cardi B, but I'll settle for a Hennessy. Like my brother from the Ville, I'm real tipsy. I'm with the gang, we just hopped out the limit.
So first exercise, kind of similar like when we do like my previous training, we kind of always warm up the shoulders a little bit. So we've got a Crucifix Lateral, which is just kind of working on our rear delt a lot more. We like to kind of just get that shoulder joint warm before we get into any pressing movement. So before like that, it might have been on a rear pec deck fly going like this, which you've seen me do before. Crucifix Lateral is also a great one as well. We've got stability, we can go into the deck. We don't have to grip anything because we're using cuffs. The big difference, obviously, like we're doing more volume. So that first set, we're just doing 20 reps. Then we're gonna do a 15 repper and then a 10 repper. And then we'll go for like an 8 repper as well. Just get as much blood inside that delt as much as possible. The biggest thing I've learned though, like with higher volume, is not going out full out failure on every single rep, or every single set, I mean, sorry. What I was doing when I used to do low volume is like those 2 sets you'd go all out on. So the conversion over of going into high volume, I would basically just go every set for full failure. And I'd basically come out of it feeling absolutely pooped. My recovery was terrible and I was just feeling awful. So I spoke to my coach. I've got a new coach, a guy called Hilly, who's fantastic. And he was like, mate, that's not the way to do things. So we've stripped it back a little bit. We've kind of gone to like, kind of left them as feeder sets almost for those first 3. And then that last one is then we go all out of and we'll go into it. Just so we're not destroying our central nervous system and so that we've got a bit of life in our session. Because I was finding like 2 set exercises in that I just couldn't keep up and I was like flagging massively. So you won't see me go crazy at the start. You'll see it, I'll really go to failure right at the end point.
Party all night, we got all the juice. I took a couple shots, now my screws loose. And it's a 90s party, we gon' raise the roof. Tell all the bad girls to come to the booth.
So we have just done our 3 sets. So gone from a 20, a 15 repper and a 10 repper. And now we've got our last set, which is our 4th set, which is gonna be 8 reps. So this is where I'm gonna go heavier and this is where I'm gonna take this to a failure point now as well. Like I said, we are building up, almost building that momentum, and then we're really gonna take it to that failure on that last set. Not to fully burn out at the start, but just build up to it. Ooh. So for exercise number 2, we are doing a shoulder press. We are doing 4 sets again, 4 sets of 15 reps. So it's pretty taxing. So for me, this one was a harder one to adjust to because I would literally kind of take myself to that failure on the 15th, on the first rep, on the first set. And then the rest of the third sets afterwards were just awful. So I've got to start really, really light, just warm up, add a little bit on, and that last set just leave nothing left in the tank. But also, might have seen a little addition to Louis' skin. So I became a man and got my first ever tattoo. So very, very like small one that I didn't want to have too much. Being a bodybuilder, you don't want to have something that kind of like changes your skin tone too much, especially being so pale, because obviously like we like tone in bodybuilding, we like to see like the definition. So I wanted something that would like kind of like not really like be affected if I was to compete. So our Lord, our Savior, Chris Bumstead has this tattoo just like this. I was like, that's pretty cool. I've always wanted a tattoo. So me and Katie literally like a couple of months ago went down to Falmouth, walked past a tattoo shop. Should we get tattoos? as cliche as it sounds, let's go for it. So I was a little bit nervous. So I went for it. I was like, I want to get something that means something to me. So 2023, the year that we competed the first All-In series, meant a lot to me. I got engaged, won those 2 shows. We got rid of that melanoma, stage 1 skin cancer, we got rid of that. Bought our first house. It was a huge pivotal year for me. So I wanted something to remember it by, and I wanted to become a man, obviously. So we got this. So I went to start getting a tattoo. I actually really enjoyed the pain of it. And lo and behold, Katie chickened out. So yeah, if you could give us some grief in the comment section, that'd be amazing. But I've now got this on me. I had a bit of buyer's remorse at first, but now I quite enjoy it. So yeah, that's that. But anyway, let's continue training.
Raise the roof to all the bad girls to come to the booth. Party all night, we get all the juice. I took a couple shots, now my screws loose. And it's a 90s party, we gon' raise the roof to all the bad girls to come to the booth. Nah, we ain't blue moon sippers, we be on that liquor. We be taking shots, we ain't coming up a hipper. I took it to the head, it went straight to my liver. We be on that gas, I ain't talking about a filler.
So I used to be a massive advocate for logbooking, which you would have seen in the last series. I wouldn't log my biceps just because I think you can just do intensity on them. But this time around, I'm not logbooking anything at the moment. Haven't really been for like a year. I needed to break away from it. I needed to have a break. I fell out of bodybuilding for a little while. After the show, for me, winning was amazing, and it set the pedestal so high, and it was the icing on the cake. It was more than I ever wanted. I never wanted to win. I wanted to just be my best. But it created a whole new level for me that I couldn't handle, to be honest. I kind of knew like the only way for now to compete again is to win. So I put so much pressure on myself into every session that it was kind of like, right, I need to win. I need to make sure my food is on point. I need to make sure every session's impeccable. I need to sleep the best. I need to do all this. So whenever external stresses, which came about, obviously setting up a new gym, expanding this one, it would fuck me over. I would be like completely mind boggled because I just couldn't deal with it. And logbooking became a chore. Every session was a chore. And I honestly, at some points, I wanted to give up bodybuilding. I like wrote it down to Katie for a couple of times. And I got bored of like kind of like life. I was like, how am I ever going to get this attainable goal again? So I'm not logbooking anymore. I changed my training to high volume. I'm with a new coach. I started doing therapy as well, which I'll talk about at some point. And just worked on my inner thoughts and realized that I do this because I enjoy it, not because I want to win. So yes, I want to win again. I want to be brilliant. I want to be a whole new Louis when I get on stage. But it's not to be like I was last time and just win. It's not about that. It's about enjoying the process again, like I did last time. So this is a whole new style, see how it goes, and just enjoying the journey. And that's what it's all about. Never let it consume you, just to do it because you enjoy it. That's my biggest advice for anyone starting bodybuilding. Don't let it become your be all and end all, because you will lose relationships, you will lose yourself, you will lose everything, unless you are that person who's got one goal in mind. But for the majority of people, it isn't like that.
On the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the key.
So we have just done some dumbbell lateral raises. Literally just keeping form really strict on those ones. For those ones, I just like to lean forward slightly a little bit of that one. Keep my elbows, keep my hands to my side as well. And then just literally, so if I'm feeling like I'm trying to drag my arms out to either side of the building, I'm not throwing them up like that, not getting like any hip hinge with that, or trying to bring in my traps by going like this. I'm just literally slightly forward, really straight with them, just bringing them out to the side like that, okay? Almost like I said, I'm always saying, trying to drag through something instead of just throwing it as A to B. And now we're just going on to an upright row. An exercise I've actually never really done, quite an old-fashioned exercise. Probably not old-fashioned, but like in terms of like nuance of bodybuilding nowadays, you don't see many people doing upright rows. So I'm doing an upright row now, just using the fixed barbells. Just taking it nice and easy. Like this is kind of like my starter week of getting back into things. So weights aren't crazy at the moment, but there'll be loads of progression to come. So by, I don't know, Feel the Frame episode 3 or 4, we should be getting pretty strong, which will be interesting stuff to see. So whole new strength fluid, which will be pretty cool.
When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit. When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit.
Oh, cable front raises. So first set, 20 reps. We'll try that. We'll see what happens.
My gang never plain, like we came off the same jet. I'ma need a section cause we tryna make them bottles pop. Shawty see the team and how we drippin', made a body rock. Told the DJ play my shit cause I know that we got a bop. But I ain't finna pass it, I'ma flip it, bitch, we got it locked. Tryna gas me up but she could barely move the needle. Oppas always hating cause they tryna do what we
Tried really hard when the camera was down low not to be looking at the camera whilst the cable was going right up inside my midriff. I get that sometimes, so I've had like preview, like clients send me videos, right? And they literally just send me a video, which is cool, which is what I want. I want form clips sometimes from people. But they send me a video, and I'll just be looking at the camera the whole time. So I'll be like this. Like that. If you are getting form clips and you're sending across or you're recording yourself, please do not make eye contact with the camera like this, okay? Because there's nothing weirder than seeing someone on an adductor opening and closing their legs and staring right at you, right into the lens. There's nothing worse, okay? So this next exercise, we are actually coming away from shoulders. We are doing 2 chest exercises just to finish off with. So we've done shoulders, we've done the volume into that one. We're now just having a little bit of accessory chest in there, just to like top it up a little bit. We also, on our chest day as well, we'll do chest and then we'll just add a couple of shoulder exercises right at the end, just to give that kind of like that whole over pump, like that top body pump, almost like a bit of like a push workout. So yeah, chest to finish off with.
Out the whip, call up a valet. The way I be spending this money, you look like a ballet. Told her she could meet me at the chalet, bring her friends from the valley like we going back to Cali. Never stressing, just addressing bankrolls. Sipping on tequila, counting pesos. Never catch me public with the same clothes. The top is where my name goes. You can check the listing while you chillin' with them lame-os. I'ma need a section cause we tryna make them bottles pop. Shawty see the team and how we drippin', made a body rock. Told the DJ play my shit cause I know that we got a bop. But I ain't finna pass it, I'ma flip it, bitch, we got it locked. Tryna gas me up but she could barely.
So I massively love this exercise, a cable chest press. I think if you can't connect with your chest, this is a really good exercise to do so. The reason I like it quite a lot as well is from this position here, we can converge in, and we know like if we want to really target our chest, we want to have an exercise or using like a dumbbell or a machine that can converge. Because when we look at the chest, I mean, you need to look at the anatomy of it, we have chest fibers going across like this. So the chest naturally converges. So like when you have a dumbbell, you naturally will converge that chest together with the dumbbells, working with the fibers, and that's what we want to do. So we can replicate that on a cable machine. We can literally get ourselves in a really good stretch position and then converge in. And also because we've got the freedom of a cable as well, I feel like we can control that movement of where we want to converge it. I can also feel like with the cable, we can adjust where our elbow path is as well, to make sure that we're not using too much of our shoulder as well. And also as well with it, we're not having any massive drop off in like weights or load or anything like that, like we might have with a machine. With a cable, the tension is pretty good most of the majority of the way through. So yeah, really, really good exercise. If you don't connect with your chest very well, try using that. Also, one other thing with it as well, if you do struggle with your chest and you feel like you're using your shoulders quite a lot, using something like this, a curved edge, or using something that basically, like one of these as well, that you can bring into the back of your chair and put your shoulder blades around here. You can really wrap your scapula around, really widen up your chest and really feel like you're contracting it instead of being very shoulder dominated when we're just like this. So that's my little tips for chest. So we're just finishing the last exercise on a incline press. So I vary on this one. I'll either do like a Smith press or a dumbbell press or even machine. It just depends on what's free at the moment. I really like using the incline. Absolutely love this incline, this Smith machine. I've been looking for that Smith machine since I opened. So it took me 4.5 years to get this Smith. Cybex OG Smith, so hard to get by. And they go for stupid amounts online. So, but I was quite lucky, got a bit of a bargain, did a bit of restoration on it, and she's beautiful. So whenever I can, I get to use her quite a little bit. But like you'll see in all these like machines I've got here, they're all old solid pieces that I've been trying to hunt down for years and years and years, just because they feel freaking amazing. but I won't pay like crazy prices, so I always try and find a deal if I can. For example, like a leg press over there, just found in a mate's dad's garage, and if you went to try and find it online, you'd be looking like 3k, which is crazy. So yeah, always on the hunt down on Marketplace and Gumtree and eBay.
Jay play my shit cause I know that we got a bop, but I ain't finna pass it, I'ma flip it, bitch, we got it locked. Tryna gas me up, but she could barely move the needle. Hoppers always hating cause they tryna do what we do. I know I'ma make it cause I need to. Feeling like Sean, I'm the Don.
So that concludes Feel the Frame episode 1. First one in the books. So we're gonna try and make this like a monthly, bi-monthly thing. We've got a long stretch of this ahead because obviously, like I said, we're not competing until 2026, end of 2026, maybe early 2027, all dependent on how I feel. And there's no time limit on there, there's no pressure on this. It is literally when I feel ready, that I've got a physique that is worthy of what I want to bring onto the stage, that's when we're going to deliver and that's when we're going to go for it. It's not making sure I've got like the idyllic situation, because realistically, there's never going to be an ideal time with myself. Like, we're always going to be busy with stuff, there's always going to be external factors. But it's just when I'm feeling confident and I know that I put on enough muscle to warrant myself to go on stage to bring something good, okay? Something that better than last time, and something I can look back on and think, wow, that was wicked. Like I said, it might be the last one, we don't know, but I'm making sure that I bring something special to the next time I come on stage. So stay tuned, episode 2 will come very soon.